Hello everyone. Thank you so much for holding space with me sharing this story today. Today marks a very special day in the sense of me honoring my father who chose to cross over 5 years ago. And what I'm sharing here with you today, I gotta be completely honest, is not something that I share with a lot of people. So there's a certain level of vulnerability that is a little uncomfortable, and at the same time I know and trust that guidance has given me this space to share this with you today, and thank you for holding this space. That's so important for me to be here with you. Basically, I have stated in the blog, it was a very intense day about 5 weeks after my father, confirmation, my father passed away, and I was at a very low moment of my life, and I was asking and questioning Source, God, why I'm here. Now, before I go here, I want to let you know that I've had a relationship with God where I've been always very honest, and it's like I've always felt like He was a dear friend, it was a friend, and that I could just be honest and authentic, and I didn't have to finesse my words, and I could just be honest about whatever emotional state I was in. So hearing that and knowing how I spoke to God that day, you'll understand of the relationship that we had. I was asking for answers. I was seeking why this would happen to me again. And I say again because it had happened to me when I was 18 years old and lost my brother suddenly. And here I was, 27 years old, not married, and my dad crossed over. And it was a moment in my own life that I was like, wait a second, there's things that haven't happened yet. There's stuff that I haven't been able to do or complete or to have those conversations with my dad. And here I was faced with unsaid things, questioning whether or not I had been married, whether I should have been married before that point, even though at that time I wasn't with really anyone too serious. Confirmation again. I love the symphony of life. And what happened that day is I asked to show me why I was here. I was at this point in my life where it was like, I had never contemplated suicide. I had never contemplated the idea of not being here. And in this low moment, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, why? Show me why. And in that moment, I was so determined to see answers, to know answers. And I closed my eyes, and they showed me this vision, which is the way in which I receive information, is I see things like movies. And they showed me thousands and thousands of people standing in a body of water. It represented the ocean to me. It was like our life force, the water that connects us all. And as they were standing there, in their right hand, they had a flame that represented their life force energy. This is what represented their life. And they showed me if my flame were to go out, how many flames would be affected, and a lot of them went out. It was like, I remember gasping, like, oh my gosh. Like, I matter. In that moment, I realized that I mattered, even though I couldn't see it and I couldn't connect with it, and I didn't realize how important I was to this earthly plane. But I did make a commitment from that day that I can't see what or why I'm doing what I'm doing, but I commit to living and serving on purpose, to allowing you, Source, to work through me to give whatever message I'm here to give. And today they asked me to give you this message, that this vision I had wasn't about just me and my importance. It's about you. That each one of us make choices that affect other people regardless if we know it or not. That I believe that you came here with a sacred agreement to serve a specific divine audience, and that only your frequency and your message can touch. And I'm going to encourage you to do that. And even if it means putting yourself out there in this vulnerable way in front of video or writing on your blog or having intimate conversations, but I'm going to encourage you to connect with your purpose and your divine mission, because that's what we need now. And thank you so much for all of the angels and God and Source and my dad for supplying and supporting me from the other side. I have a connection with you that I wish I had on this plane. And I want you to know that you don't have to wait until your parents cross over to have that relationship. If your parents are here, call them up. Tell them you love them. Tell anyone that you've been wanting to say, whether it's writing a letter or anything, just have those conversations. Thank you so much again for holding space for me and sharing this with you today. And I send you so much love. And I hope that you know that you matter. Much love. Namaste.